Have you ever noticed something mysterious when someone passes away? Very often, the eyes of the deceased remain open. Many people find this moment unsettling and wonder why it happens. Some assume it is simply a physical reaction of the body. Others feel there must be something deeper happening. In Islam, this moment is not just a biological event. It is connected to one of the most profound transitions a human being will ever experience: the moment when the soul leaves the body. Islam gives a clear explanation for why the eyes remain open when a person dies. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, once visited a companion named Abu Salama after he had passed away. When the Prophet, peace be upon him, entered the room, Abu Salama's eyes were still open. The Prophet, peace be upon him, gently closed his eyes and then said something remarkable. He said, "When the soul is taken, the eyesight follows it." This statement from the Prophet, peace be upon him, gives us a powerful insight into the moment of death. According to Islamic teachings, when the angel of death comes to take the soul begins to leave the body and ascend. At that moment, the eyes naturally look upward or remain open, as if they are following the departing soul. This is why it is part of the Sunnah to gently close the eyes of the deceased after death. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, himself did this for Abu Salama. Scholars explain that this moment is one of the most significant transitions in existence. A human being is moving from the world we know, the world of physical life, into a completely different stage called Barzakh. Barzakh is the realm between death and the Day of Judgment. Once the soul leaves the body, the person begins their journey into this unseen world. The Quran reminds us that after death, there is a barrier until the day of resurrection. That barrier is Barzakh. It is the first stage of the afterlife. At that moment when the soul leaves the body, the angels of Allah are present. For the righteous believer, the angels bring comfort and peace. The Quran describes how the angels greet the believer and reassure them not to fear or grieve. But for those who lived far from Allah, the moment can be very difficult. This is why Islam teaches believers to prepare for death throughout their lives, not by fearing it constantly, but by living in a way that brings them closer to Allah. When a person lives a life filled with prayer, sincerity, kindness, and remembrance of Allah, the moment of death becomes a transition toward mercy. The companions of the Prophet, peace be upon him, understood this deeply. They would often reflect on death, not to become depressed, but to remind themselves that life in this world is temporary. One day, every one of us will experience the moment when the soul leaves the body, and the eyes will close for the last time in this world. This is why Islam teaches certain actions to be done immediately after a person dies. One of those actions is closing the eyes of the deceased gently. Another is covering the body with a cloth. And those present should make dua for the person who has just passed away. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught that when someone dies, the angels say Amin to the prayers that are made for them. This is why family members are encouraged to speak good words and ask Allah to forgive and have mercy on the deceased. Moments like these remind us of an important truth. Life moves quickly. A person may spend decades building their career, their wealth, and their reputation. But when the soul leaves the body, all of those things remain behind. Only our deeds follow us. Our prayers, our acts of kindness, our sincerity, our charity, our remembrance of Allah. These are the things that accompany the soul into the next stage of existence. The moment when the eyes remain open after death is therefore not just a physical event. It is a reminder that something far greater has just occurred. A soul has left the body. A life in this world has ended, and a journey into the unseen world has begun. For the believer, this reminder encourages reflection. How are we living our lives today? Are we preparing for the moment when our own soul will leave the body? Are we building a life filled with actions that will bring us peace when that moment arrives? Islam teaches that the best preparation for death is to live a life of sincerity and remembrance of Allah. Because when the final moment comes, it is not wealth or status that matters. It is the state of the heart. And the hope of every believer is that when their soul departs this world, it does so under the mercy of Allah. May Allah grant all of us a peaceful ending and forgive our shortcomings. If you want to continue exploring deep Islamic knowledge about life, death, and the unseen world, make sure you subscribe to Imaan Mode. Here we are building a community of brothers and sisters who learn about our deen together and strengthen our faith through knowledge and reflection.